the amount of media attention is profound. So this is an it's a coming out party for Bitcoin, I think, and it's extraordinary week because they recognize the political power of the community. They also recognize this as a technology critical to the success of America and of global significance, and so I think it is a great week. This is an inflection point, and before I tell you the next set of inflection points, let's talk about why this is an inflection point. This is an inflection point because there's a subtext here, an implication, and the implication is Bitcoin is digital property, Bitcoin is property rights, Bitcoin is ethical, Bitcoin is technically sound, Bitcoin is economically sound, Bitcoin is an instrument of economic empowerment, and the establishment now agrees with you, right? And we all knew it 4 years ago, but it would have been not clear the establishment knew it. The mainstream media in 2020 didn't even cover the industry. And so I think that this is a wake-up call this week to the mainstream and the establishment around the world that Bitcoin is here to stay, and Bitcoin is the future. And I guess the other thing that I don't want to not comment on is the speech we just heard is profound and historic, right? It's pretty important because if you listen to what Trump just said, he said, we're not going to sell our Bitcoin. You do not sell your Bitcoin. That recognizes that, you would never say this about most criminal proceeds that you seized, right? Actually, the truth is, if the United States seized a car, if they seized a drug shipment, if they seized a crate of foreign currency, if they seized pesos, if they seized euros, if they seized paintings or collectibles, if they seized your house, they would sell it, right? I mean, the normal thing is to auction off any kind of that property. So the fact that he would note that it's going to be the policy of the government not to sell it elevates Bitcoin as property that is economically superior to all the other property. So first we have an endorsement, an acknowledgement, Bitcoin is property. And if it is property, you have property rights to it. The second thing is it's better property than that other property, and I recognize it. The third is we're going to create a national United States Bitcoin strategic reserve. That's a big deal. That's a big deal because, we go from Bitcoin being something that's toxic that you want to get rid of to something that is virtuous that we want to hold on to. So I think that that's a profound thing that just happened. I think that Donald Trump's acknowledgement that the Bitcoin community is full of intelligent, ethical, hardworking, creative, inspired individuals, the kind of which that made America great. He pretty much said that the people that created this great country would have been Bitcoiners. He said the founding fathers are Bitcoiners. He said everybody that came to America is a Bitcoiner. And what he's acknowledging is whereas once the United States was the new world and it was risky and dangerous to come here for a better life and property, now Bitcoin is the new world. And it's risky and dangerous and people have suffered, like Ross Ulbricht, to come here for this property, and he recognizes that, he honors that, and he's willing to actually stand up and tell the entire world that, that will be an observation that ripples everywhere in the world, throughout the establishment and throughout other governments. And there's going to be a bunch of German politicians looking at that, saying, well, if the U.S. is not going to sell its Bitcoin, we must have been pretty stupid to sell our Bitcoin.